Okay, so till the last session, the first session of alkanes, we had completed with preparation methods of alkanes, in which we completed with hydrogenation reaction, wherein additionally stereochemistry related aspect I had discussed. In the second, there was reduction, in which there were two parts. One is alkyl halides reduction, and other is words. So alkyl halide mein the alkane is formed with same carbon atoms, and in words, we have the number of carbons doubled. But words can give only symmetrical alkanes, so we need to have an alternative reaction where we can prepare the odd number, yeah, unsymmetrical alkanes. So there we had Corey-House synthesis, which used R2CuLi, dialkyl lithium cuprate, and alkyl halide as the reactants. And thirdly, there was sodium salt of carboxylic acid, in which by the decarboxylation, we can get an alkane with one carbon less, and decarboxylation, the electrolysis, coal-based electrolysis can give you alkanes, alkenes, or alkynes. All the three cases I have discussed over there. Coal-based electrolysis, very important part. Now coming to the next session, the first is physical properties. So physical properties is a very common part for all the hydrocarbons and all the other organic compounds which we are going to discuss. So point one, alkanes have only CC and CH bond. So based on the difference of electronegativity, both these bonds are non-polar. They don't have any polarity developed because the electronegativity difference is very, very little. इसमें तो zero होगा और इनके बीच में difference बहुत कम है. Overall, alkanes are non-polar molecules. Because of that, there will be weak forces of attraction between them, and weak forces की वजह से the first four members C1 to C4 यानी methane to butane are gases, 5 to 17 are liquids, and those containing 18 carbons or more are solids at normal room temperature, that is 298 Kelvin. So because the forces of attraction are weaker, the lower members are gases. जैसे जैसे number of carbon बढ़ते हैं, the intermolecular forces become weaker or stronger with more carbon
Stronger.
atoms? Stronger. That's why the gases get converted into liquids, and with more number of carbon atoms, they can get solidified. ठीक है, तो ये जनरल फिजिकल स्टेट का सिनेरियो है फॉर ऑल दी ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स. विद द लोअर नंबर ऑफ कार्बन एटम्स दे आर गैसेस, मोर कार्बन लिक्विड्स, एंड उससे ज्यादा दे आर सॉलिड्स. ठीक है, अब वो ब्रेक कहाँ पर आ रहा है, ये अल्केन्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है टू बी रिमेम्बर्ड. ठीक है, मीथेन टू ब्यूटेन आर gases, pentane till 17 carbon they are liquids, and 18 or more they are solids. Then they are colorless and odorless. Alkanes are insoluble in water due to its non-polar nature. Non-polar क्यों है? I have already given the reason. Boiling point of different alkanes increase with increase in molecular mass. So we know that boiling point increases with increase in molar mass. It's directly proportional. So if you get a comparison of methane, ethane, propane, butane, which will have the highest boiling point?
Butane.
Butane.
Butane. Then, if I have isomers of any compound, that is, let's say pentane. Pentane के तीन isomers होते हैं, N, iso and neo. So in that case, there is a rule which we always discuss for the boiling point. क्या है? For the isomers of any compound, what is the rule we use?
Branching decreases boiling point.
Very good. Branching decreases boiling point. Yani B, D, B. Branching decreases boiling point. So the N-pentane is a straight chain of 5 carbon. The isopentane is having one methyl branched on second carbon, and neo में दो methyl. आप देख सकते हो जैसे जैसे ब्रांच हो जाता है the molecule becomes compact. Because of the compactness, their intermolecular forces of attraction become weaker, and that is why they have a lower boiling point. इसलिए आइसोमर्स में द रूल इज ब्रांचिंग जितना ज्यादा होगा उतना बॉइलिंग पॉइंट कम होगा, एंड दैट्स व्हाई द ऑर्डर ऑफ बॉइलिंग पॉइंट बिटवीन एन आइसो नियो इज एन ग्रेटर देन आइसो ग्रेटर देन नियो. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then in the B part, we start with chemical properties or the chemical reactions. So under that, the first reaction is substitution reaction. Before we move on to the reactions, we should remember that alkanes are non-polar and the CC bond and the CH bonds are very stable bonds. In fact, this CC bond का जो enthalpy है, that is very very high. और उसको तोड़ने के लिए the energy required is also high. So overall, alkanes की जो reactivity है वो बहुत ही कम है, and that is why it was also named as paraffins, derived from two words param and affins. Param का मतलब था less, affins का मतलब था reactivity. So alkanes are less reactive because of the non-polar nature and because of the strong and stable CC bond. That is why they were also called paraffins. So because alkanes are less reactive, their reactions are quite limited. जो भी reactions हो रहे हैं, that is based on the reaction conditions, the catalyst, temperature and pressure. Okay, so let's start with the first reaction under that, that is substitution reaction, and the example is halogenation. So under halogenation, there is addition of halogen, which we are going to discuss. Now, what is the reactivity of halogens? Halogens का reactivity order. Yes, halogens reactivity
Decreases down the group.
decreases down the group. I've always said that halogens have the reactivity fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, but halides, whenever it is in the combined form, the order of reactivity is always opposite. It's reversed. ठीक है, तो halogens में fluorine would be the most reactive, followed by chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Now, because fluorine is highly reactive, the reaction with the fluorine is violent and explosive and extremely difficult to control. इसलिए normal conditions में हम fluorine का addition या fluorination नहीं करते हैं. So what we have is chlorination, bromination and iodination. Under that, the first one is chlorination reaction. So the chlorine addition is done in the presence of UV light or the photon energy, that is H nu. Now, what is the purpose of this light? Addition of photon energy or sunlight or diffuse sunlight. What is the purpose?
Homolysis.
Homolysis. So between the CH bond of methane and the ClCl bond of chlorine, this bond is easier to break. And that is why in the presence of light, सबसे पहले the chlorine molecule would be broken down into chlorine free radicals. Now we know that radicals are highly reactive, so they will attack the methane molecule, and जैसे ही attack करेगा, it will abstract or remove the H to form HCl, and the methyl will now combine with Cl to form chloromethane. Methane का chlorination gives chloromethane. But this chlorine addition is a continuous chain reaction. Matlab, it will go on continuing till all the hydrogen of the alkane get substituted. Matlab, methyl chloride in the next step of chlorination will change to a dichloromethane. Then it will be converted to trichloromethane or famously called chloroform. And finally, with all the 4H replaced, it will be converted into tetrachloromethane or carbon tetrachloride, which is used as a good solvent. carbon tetrachloride. Chlorination is a chain reaction and it follows a free radical substitution mechanism. And because of the chain reaction, on chlorination of methane, I will get a mixture of chloromethane, dichloromethane, trichloromethane, and tetrachloromethane. यानी चार products बनेगा, which will be difficult to separate, and because of that, this reaction will be of not great use because mixture को separate करने के लिए the complexity will be very high. तो अगर इस रिएक्शन को यूजफुल बनाना है तो आई नीड टू स्टॉप द रिएक्शन एट द फर्स्ट स्टेप. So let's say I take ethane and I do the chlorination over here. And अगर मुझे यहाँ पर फर्स्ट स्टेप पे स्टॉप करना है तो what should be done? If I want to stop the reaction at the first stage, yes, if I want to stop the reaction at first stage, what needs to be done?
by limiting chlorine.
By limiting chlorine. Because यहाँ पर जो chlorine है, that is available in excess. That's why the reaction is going on continuing. Now, if I take the alkane in excess or limit the supply of chlorine, either ways एक ही बात है. So on limited supply of chlorine, the product will be only mono-substituted ethane. That is, it will form chloroethane along with HCl. Then let's say I have neo structure of 5 carbon atom, that is neopentane. Now neopentane ka, if I do the chlorination by again taking the limited supply of chlorine, then how many mono substituted products would be formed? कितना mono substituted products बनेगा? सिर्फ एक. Because this carbon doesn't have any H, तो यहाँ पर तो substitution नहीं होगा. But bonded to this carbon, there are all the methyl groups which are identical. तो आप किसी भी मिथाइल का H को substitute करो, you will get only one product and that is neopentyl chloride. तो ये पूछा जाता है that out of the following alkanes, which alkane will give only single mono substituted product? And the famous example of that is neopentane. Neopentane. अब let's say मैं isobutane को consider करता हूँ. And again, if I do the mono substitution over here, how many unique products I can get? Pardon?
2.
2. One because of the substitution at CH and second because of the substitution at any of the CH3 which is identical. तो यहाँ पर दो products बनेंगे. Let's say मैं यहाँ पर CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, CH3 आइसोपेंटेन ले लेता हूँ. अब कितने बनेंगे?
Three.
No.
4.
4. Why 4? Because these two methyl groups are now identical. But are they identical to this particular methyl towards the end?
No.
No. So if I substitute at this CH3 and this particular CH3, I will get a different product. So that is the reason यहाँ से एक मिलेगा, यहाँ से 2, यहाँ से 3 और यहाँ से 4. मतलब I will get 4 mono substituted products. Now this type of questions are quite common. So उसका understanding मैंने आपको दे दिया है. Please refer to this examples. They are important. Neopentane can give only one mono substituted product. Isobutane के लिए 2 मिलेगा. Isopentane के लिए 4 मिलेगा. You don't have to mark up. You have to just understand कि substitution कहाँ कहाँ पर होकर it will give unique products. Clear? Now or
Yes, sir.
इससे जो दो प्रोडक्ट्स मिलेगा, वन ऑफ देम विल बी अ टर्शियरी प्रोडक्ट बिकॉज द सब्स्टिट्यूशन विल हैपन एट द सी एच, तो CCl मतलब टर्शियरी मिलेगा, एंड दूसरा जो है CH2Cl प्राइमरी बनाएगा. Now if a reaction gave multiple products, then which will be the major and which will be the minor? How do you decide in this case?
Easier substitution of H.
Easier substitution of H, and the easier substitution of H will depend on
Stability.
stability of the carbon free radical, because that's what is the intermediate over here. So which carbon free radical formed would be stable, tertiary or primary?
Tertiary.
Tertiary. That is why tertiary wala jo product banega final, that will be the major product and primary will be the minor product. So देखो यहाँ पर in the mechanism we have talked about the carbon free radical as an intermediate, and stable the intermediate, faster will be the reaction and the product form will be in major quantity. ठीक है, तो जो भी मेजर प्रोपोर्शन आपको फाइंड करना रहता है इन अ मल्टी प्रोडक्ट फॉर्मेशन वाला रिएक्शन, इन दैट केस वी टॉक अबाउट द स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ द इंटरमीडिएट. जितना इंटरमीडिएट स्टेबल होगा उतना रिएक्शन फास्ट होगा, और उतने ज्यादा प्रोपोर्शन में द करस्पॉन्डिंग प्रोडक्ट वुड बी फॉर्म्ड. अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, sir.
So reactivity के बाद we have to also understand that the product decider factor is the ease of replacement of the hydrogen. So because of the tertiary free radical being stable, the tertiary wala carbon is easier to substitute than secondary and then primary. इसमें एक सिंपल शॉर्टकट भी यूज कर सकते हो, जहां भीड़ कम H को सब्स्टिट्यूट करना आसान. तो यहाँ पर भीड़ यानी नंबर ऑफ हाइड्रोजन आर लेसर, सो सब्स्टिट्यूशन विल बी इजियर. दैट इज द ट्रिक यू कैन रिमेंबर. बट कॉन्सेप्चुअली बहुत सिंपल है. यहाँ रेडिकल्स बनता है तो रेडिकल की स्टेबिलिटी डिसाइड करेगा मेजर एंड माइनर प्रोडक्ट. अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, sir.
Now we have the mechanism of halogenation of alkanes. A chlorination of alkane, which is a free radical substitution reaction, that is FSR. It always follows three steps of mechanism. The first, since it is a chain reaction, the first step is called chain initiation. Chain initiation. So chain initiation में क्या होता है? The chlorine, as I said, that the Cl-Cl bond is weaker. So in the presence of UV, it will be broken down into chlorine ka free radicals. Next, this chlorine free radical will attack the methane molecule, and because it is highly reactive, it will abstract the H from the methane. So the next step, which is continuation of the chain reaction, is called chain propagation. Continuation of the chain reaction will be called chain propagation. Matlab, the methane molecule would be attacked by the chlorine free radical and it will form methyl free radical along with the formation of HCl. Understood?
Yes.
Then this methyl free radical would be attacked by one more chlorine molecule, and again in the presence of UV, this would be broken down homolytically to give the radicals. So यहाँ पर the methyl radical and the chlorine free radical will bond to form the expected methyl chloride as the product. Along with that, there will be formation of again a chlorine free radical. Okay, so now this step 1 and step 2 will go on repeating over and over again, and it will form the methyl chloride as the major product. लेकिन इसके अलावा there will also be the side reactions possible. तो जैसे मैंने बोला कि since it's a chain reaction, It will continue until all the H gets substituted. तो जो methyl chloride बनता है, that would be again attacked by the chlorine radical and it will form CH2Cl along with HCl. अब radical इस carbon पे आ जाएगा. And this CH2Cl radical will be attacked by again one more chlorine molecule. In Hewellite, it will be broken down homolytically and it will form CH2Cl2 dichloromethane and one more chlorine free radical. वापस ये chlorine free radical attack करेगा, it will form chloroform. वापस उसको attack करेगा, it will form carbon tetrachloride. And that's the reason we are getting a series of products in case of a free radical mechanism or the chain reaction. तो फाइनली ये रिएक्शन खत्म होने के लिए the radicals should all combine with another radicals and the reaction should get terminated. So the third step of the mechanism is chain termination reaction. तो टर्मिनेशन में क्या होगा, जितने भी क्लोरीन फ्री रेडिकल्स अब प्रेजेंट है, they will combine and will form a neutral and a stable molecule. The methyl free radical which was formed will also combine with itself and also with the chlorine free radical, and this will form ethane as the product. Along with that will get methyl chloride. ठीक है, और उसके अलावा और भी चेन टर्मिनेशन में बहुत सारे मल्टीपल प्रोडक्ट्स बनेंगे थ्रू द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ द फ्री रेडिकल्स एंड द टर्मिनेशन ऑफ द चेन. अब इस mechanism के थ्रू we are also able to understand that why the traces of ethane is also formed during chlorination of methane. अगर ये mechanism नहीं समझते तो ethane क्यों बन रहा है उसका reasoning देना would have been very difficult. Through the mechanism we are able to justify why there are multiple products formed and also through the side reactions why there are some other unexpected products also formed in the reaction. This is all about the mechanism of halogenation, which is a free radical substitution reaction. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So the reactivity order I have already discussed. The rate of replacement of alkanes is also discussed. Now, chlorination and bromination takes place in a similar manner, but iodination is a problem. Iodine, if you look at the reactivity, it is very, very less. And that is why the iodination reaction is a very slow reaction. So, in fact, when we do the iodination, it is found that it is also a reversible reaction. Now, the reversibility is related to what factor? Why this reaction become reversible?
HI is a reducing agent.
Very good. Because the byproduct HI formed is a very strong reducing agent. Reducing agent है मतलब it will reduce the methyl iodide back to iodine and will form the methane back. अब इस reaction के दो problems हैं. First, this reaction is slow due to low reactivity of I2, and second, this reaction is reversible. So now, if I want to make the reaction irreversible, what should be done? The culprit of this reaction becoming reversible is the strong reducing agent HI. How
Add
I
an
should make
oxidizing
the
agent.
irreversible? I have to just destroy this reducing agent, and to destroy reducing agent, I need to use the oxidizing agent. So HI को oxidize करने के लिए we can use HiO3 iodic acid or HNO3 nitric acid or HGO mercuric oxide. ये सब cases में क्या होगा? The iodide will get oxidized to I2 and HiO3 से बन जाएगा H2O. क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पर? HI is converted into I2 and it is actually increasing the I2 का concentration, and because of that now this reaction will be shifted in the right side and the amount of methyl iodide formed would be higher. हमने स्पीड भी बढ़ा दिया और रिएक्शन को इरिवर्सिबल भी कर दिया. मेन पार्ट इज द यूज ऑफ ऑक्सीडाइजिंग एजेंट्स. Now, this particular reaction, if you observe, is a redox reaction. So, how do I balance this reaction? Can you see anything special in this reaction? Balancing
Disproportionate.
Yeah, it's an example of a disproportionation reaction because iodine with -1 and iodine with +5 is changing to 0. When the same element undergoes oxidation and reduction, it is said to undergo disproportionation reaction. Now, इसको balance करने के लिए what should be the steps? Quick. What is the first step to balance a redox?
Multiply HI with 5 and HiO3 with 1.
But why? That is correct, but why? क्यों किया?
Change in oxidation number.
Change in oxidation number, increase and decrease find करो. So -1 to 0, the increase is +1 and +5 to 0, the decrease is -5. अब increase और decrease अगर mismatch है तो 1 वाले को 5 से multiply करो तो यहाँ पर 5 आ जाएगा. And now this 5 iodine and 1 iodine collectively will become 6 iodine. So this I2 would be balanced by 3. And then 3 ऑक्सीजन है तो 3 H2O है एंड 3 H2 मतलब 6 हाइड्रोजन, दे आर ऑलरेडी बैलेंस्ड. हो गया सिंपल redox balancing. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So chlorination and bromination are similar free radical substitution reactions. Iodine में there was a problem which was sorted out by using oxidizing agent. And fluorination we don't carry out under normal condition because of its explosiveness and violent nature. Next reaction is the common combustion reaction. So hydrocarbon का जब भी combustion होगा, it will always form
Carbon dioxide and water.
Water.
carbon dioxide and water. So C3H8, that is propane, on burning will give CO2 and H2O. अब इसको बैलेंस करने के लिए मैं एक सिंपल ट्रिक हमेशा बताता हूँ. जितना कार्बन उतना
CO2.
CO2.
एंड जितना हाइड्रोजन उससे
Half H2O.
हाफ H2O. तो जितना कार्बन उतना CO2, जितना हाइड्रोजन उससे आधा H2O. And physical state CO2 will be gaseous and H2O under the normal conditions would be liquid. ठीक है. अब ऑक्सीजन बैलेंस करने के लिए काउंट द टोटल ऑक्सीजन ऑन द राइट. तो 3 2s are 6 and 4 10. उसका आधा करो. This oxygen will be balanced and here we have a combustion reaction, balanced combustion reaction of propane. Clear? Now इसी को अगर हम जनरलाइज करें तो भी बहुत आसान है. I have the alkane general molecular formula CnH2n plus 2 and it is burnt in oxygen. As I say, जितना कार्बन उतना CO2, I will get n moles of CO2 and जितना हाइड्रोजन उससे आधा H2O, I will get n plus 1 H2O. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Then the total oxygen here will be 2n plus यहाँ पर n plus 1. तो 2n plus n plus 1 हो गया 3n plus 1 और उसका हम क्या करते हैं हाफ. और फाइनली यहाँ पर क्या हो जाएगा 3n plus 1 by 2. That's it. This is the general combustion equation for an alkane. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Also, the heat which is released during the combustion is given by delta Hc, where delta H is the enthalpy, C stands for combustion, not stands for the standard condition. And here the enthalpy will be negative because it's an exothermic reaction as the energy is released. And this is the heat which is released during combustion used in the fuels. तो फ्यूल्स जब बर्न होता है तो हाइड्रोकार्बन बर्न होता है. हाइड्रोकार्बन का बर्निंग इज नथिंग बट कंबशन रिएक्शन. तो जो इग्निशन है व्हीकल्स का या फिर कुछ एलपीजीज का या एनी अदर रिलेटेड फ्यूल्स, they are all dependent on this combustion reaction. That's the practical application. उसके बाद if I supply the oxygen in a limited quantity, let's say I have a methane and I supply the oxygen in limited quantity. So limited quantity में only hydrogen has a tendency to burn and form the H2O molecule, and the carbon जो है that will be left as it is because it does not have sufficient oxygen to burn. So this carbon which is formed on incomplete combustion is called carbon black. Carbon black. And this is used in many of the applications like in the manufacture of ink, printer ink, black pigments जो shoe polish में use होता है, and also in the nanofilters of carbon. तो ये सारे इसके applications हो गए. Complete combustion is related with the burning of fuel. Incomplete combustion to manufacture carbon black. Sure.
So, will carbon monoxide ever be formed?
Yes, it can be. If you just increase the supply of oxygen, then carbon can partially burn to carbon monoxide. And then if you increase the supply of oxygen more, then that will get further oxidized to CO2. मतलब incomplete combustion में कार्बन भी बन सकता है या फिर कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड भी बन सकता है.
Okay.
Then controlled oxidation. Now, controlled oxidation of alkanes can lead to many of the intermediate products. Controlled matlab, again, we will control the reaction by using lesser amount of oxygen and some catalyst which will retard or decrease the speed of the reaction. ऐसे भी कुछ कैटलिस्ट है जो रिएक्शन की स्पीड इंक्रीज ना करके वो उसको डिक्रीज करे, so that we can get the intermediate products. Because अगर ये ऑक्सीडेशन कंप्लीट हो गया तो it will be as good as if the alkane will be completely oxidized, it will be as good as
Complete combustion.
complete combustion only. कंट्रोल्ड ऑक्सीडेशन में हम उनके इंटरमीडिएट प्रोडक्ट्स को देखते हैं, और वो वाले जो कंपाउंड्स हैं दे आर इम्पोर्टेंट ऑन एन इंडस्ट्रियल लेवल, तो उनको भी मैन्युफैक्चर किया जा सकता है थ्रू कंट्रोलिंग द कंडीशंस ऑफ द रिएक्शन. जैसे देयर आर 3 एग्जांपल्स व्हिच आर गिवन ओवर हियर. द फर्स्ट वन इज मीथेन का ऑक्सीडेशन done in the presence of copper at 523 Kelvin and 100 atmosphere. Now here the condition is very important, so you need to remember this. Methane ka oxidation in the presence of copper at 523 Kelvin and 100 atmosphere will give methyl alcohol. Methane could be converted into methanol by using copper 523 Kelvin and 100 atmosphere pressure. Then methane could also be oxidized in a controlled manner by heating in presence of molybdenum oxide MO2O3. Here it forms an aldehyde with one carbon, which is the simplest and the first aldehyde of the series, that is formaldehyde in IUPAC named as methanol. अब यहाँ पर look at the reaction A and B. The reactants are same, methane and oxygen, but the product formed in both the cases are different. First case में methanol बन रहा है और दूसरे में formaldehyde बन रहा है. So when the same set of reactants give different products because of the use of different catalysts, this type of reactions are called catalytic selectivity. Please mention this, catalytic selectivity. मतलब कैटलिस्ट सिलेक्ट कर रहा है कौन सा प्रोडक्ट बनना चाहिए. So when the same set of reactants but with different catalysts give different products, the reactions are examples of catalytic selectivity. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Then third is ethane undergoing controlled oxidation in the presence of manganese acetate. The formula which is given on the arrow is manganese salt of acetic acid, which is manganese acetate. Now, in the presence of manganese acetate on heating, it forms ethanoic or acetic acid and water. Ethanoic, yeah, acetic acid. Balancing is not important over here. Main, अगर आपसे पूछा जाता है that ethane on oxidation in presence of manganese acetate gives, answer will be ethanoic acid. ये तीन typical reactions है जो controlled oxidation में आपको ध्यान रखने हैं and it's important also. Methane can give methanol or formaldehyde depending on the catalyst used. Ethane with the manganese acetate gives acetic. Understood? Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Next. वैसे तो अल्केन्स काफी ज्यादा इनर्ट या लेस रिएक्टिव हैं, but if the alkane having a tertiary carbon is oxidized with the help of a strong oxidizing agent like potassium
Manganese.
permanganate, potassium permanganate.
No, no.
So this potassium permanganate can give out the nascent oxygen, and this nascent oxygen can oxidize the tertiary carbon, only tertiary carbon. बाकी कार्बन्स को ऑक्सीडाइज करना पॉसिबल नहीं होता है, बट विगरस कंडीशन अगर यूज किया तो टर्शियरी कार्बन को ऑक्सीडाइज कर सकता है, and on oxidation the H over there will be changed to OH, and the isobutane can be converted into tert butyl alcohol, a very important reaction. Isobutane on oxidation with KMnO4 can oxidize the tertiary carbon, and on oxidation it's converted into tert butyl alcohol. वहाँ पे IUPAC names दिए हैं. If you want to write the common names, you can make a note of that. 2-methyl propane on the next page, page 15, is isobutane, and 2-methyl propane 2-ol is nothing but tert butyl alcohol. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just understand the flow. We started with halogenation. We considered all the cases and the important questions from that category, followed by the complete combustion and then the controlled oxidation. और उसके 4 cases. अब before we move to the next reactions, उनके applications क्या है, उसके लिए we have to understand one part. So vehicles में when we start or ignite, when we start the vehicle, there is some sound at the start. That sound is called as knocking, and it is due to the working of the combustion engine present in the vehicles. जब भी हम vehicle start करते हैं तो एक typical sound आता है, that is called knocking. So the metallic sound during working of an internal combustion engine is termed as knocking. ठीक है. Now knocking का sound कितना ज्यादा है, that is determined by a parameter called octane number. Octane number. ठीक है. The octane number is used for measuring the knocking character of fuel used in petrol engine. ये जनरली हम पेट्रोल इंजन के लिए अप्लाई करते हैं, बिकॉज पेट्रोल में देर इज नॉर्मली अ मिक्सचर ऑफ हेप्टेन्स एंड ऑक्टेन्स, इसलिए उसको ऑक्टेन नंबर नाम दिया गया है. ठीक है. सी जो हमने फ्यूल्स देखा था एलपीजी, उसमें प्रोपेन एंड ब्यूटेन था, सीएनजी में मीथेन होता है, पेट्रोल में हेप्टेन ऑक्टेन के अल्केन्स होते हैं मेजरली, एंड डीजल में हायर अल्केन्स होते हैं। ठीक है, दैट इज 17 15 to 17 वाले जो अल्केन्स होते हैं that would be present in diesel. This is how the alkanes are present in the different fuels. The octane number is used for measuring the knocking character of fuel used in petrol engine. It may be defined as percentage by volume of isooctane present in a mixture of isooctane and N-heptane. तो जितना भी वॉल्यूम ऑफ आइसोऑक्टेन प्रेजेंट होगा वो उसका ऑक्टेन नंबर है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, अ गिवन सैंपल हैज द नॉकिंग परफॉर्मेंस इक्विवेलेंट टू अ मिक्सचर containing 60% isooctane and 40% N-heptane, तो उसका octane number जो होगा that will be the percentage by volume of the isooctane present, मतलब 60। तो ये डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन आया है कि octane number for a mixture containing 60% isooctane and N-heptane 40% is how much? तो जितना भी isooctane का percentage है वही उसका octane number होता है। That is how this parameter is determined. समझा? Knocking is the sound which is because of the working of combustion engine. Knocking कितना ज़्यादा है that is determined by the octane number which is related to the percentage of isooctane present in a mixture of isooctane and N-heptane. Next, to reduce the knocking property or to improve the octane number or stability of a fuel, नॉकिंग प्रॉपर्टी कम करने के लिए या ऑक्टेन नंबर बढ़ाने के लिए या स्टेबिलिटी बढ़ाने के लिए, तो इससे आप समझ सकते हो कि जो ऑक्टेन नंबर है, ऑक्टेन नंबर किसी भी फ्यूल का, वो स्टेबिलिटी के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, एंड वो जो नॉकिंग कैरेक्टर है उसका वो इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल होता है। मतलब मोर द ऑक्टेन नंबर, lesser is the knocking property. More the octane number, lesser is the knocking property. तो ये एक important part है। So to reduce the knocking property or to improve the octane number or stability of a fuel, certain chemicals are added to it. These are called anti-knock compounds. तो fuels में जब fuels या petrol का एडिशन होता है तो उसमें there are anti-knock compounds which are also added. One such commonly used compound is tetraethyl lead, which is famously given in abbreviation TEL. tetraethyl lead, जिसका फॉर्मूला होगा C2H5 4 बार और lead. तो आपने कहीं बार देखा होगा leaded and unleaded petrol, सुना है ना? leaded and unleaded. तो leaded petrol मतलब उसमें जो एंटी नॉक कंपाउंड्स है उसमें lead containing कंपाउंड यूज किया गया है, बट lead की वजह से there are harmful effects to the environment, इसीलिए nowadays जो पेट्रोल यूज होता है that is unleaded petrol which doesn't have the anti knock compound containing lead but something else. ठीक है, tetraethyl lead is an anti-knock compound with a formula C2H54Pb. ये है दूसरा MCQ type question. Then aromatic compounds have the highest value of octane number. तो जैसे मैंने बोला कि octane number stability के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, तो जिस अल्केन की स्टेबिलिटी ज्यादा होगी उसका octane number भी ज्यादा होगा। More the stability, more is the octane number. ठीक है, now other than adding the anti-knock compounds, the chemical methods of improving octane number are isomerization and aromatization. तो next दो reactions जो है उसका application क्या है? To convert the alkane having a lesser octane number into an alkane having a higher octane number so that we can reduce the knocking character of the fuel. ये समझा एवरीवन?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, तो ये पार्ट इंपॉर्टेंट है टू अंडरस्टैंड द एप्लीकेशंस रिलेटेड टू द नेक्स्ट टू रिएक्शंस, आइसोमराइजेशन एंड एरोमेटाइजेशन। ये हम इंडस्ट्रियल लेवल पे क्यों करते हैं? So that the alkanes which have a lower octane number can be converted into alkanes having a higher octane number, so as to improve the knocking character of the fuel. So let's see what is isomerization. Isomerization is a reaction in which we have a straight chain of carbon atoms, that is the normal alkane. So the example of normal alkane of 6 carbon is N-hexane, and the catalyst used in this reaction is anhydrous AlCl3 along with HCl. This is very important. कोई भी नॉर्मल अल्केन को अगर हम एनहाइड्रस AlCl3 HCl के साथ रिएक्ट करते हैं या कैटलाइज करते हैं, then the normal chain gets converted into the branch chain. So remember, normal chain जो होता है उसमें lower octane number होता है. Anhydrous AlCl3 में it gets converted into a branched alkane. ब्रांचिंग यहाँ पर या तो सेकेंड कार्बन पे हो सकता है या फिर थर्ड कार्बन पे हो सकता है. मतलब व्हाट आई कैन गेट इज 2 मिथाइल पेंटेन और 3 मिथाइल पेंटेन. लेकिन फंडा क्या है? नॉर्मल चेन ब्रांच चेन में आइसोमराइज हो गया. दैट्स द रीजन द रिएक्शन इज कॉल्ड आइसोमराइजेशन, एंड द improvement of the octane number is a application which is important. We have converted the normal alkane with lower octane number into a branched alkane with a higher octane number. Understood? वैसे ही आपसे पूछा जा सकता है कि if I have N-butane and it's treated with anhydrous AlCl3 HCl, what will be the product? N-butane on treatment with anhydrous AlCl3 HCl.
2
Ethyl.
methyl propane.
एक ही ब्रांच अल्केन मिल सकता है एंड दैट इज 2 मिथाइल प्रोपेन. मतलब इट विल बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू आइसोब्यूटेन. तो ये एक कॉमन क्वेश्चन आया हुआ है नीट में. N-butane on treatment with AlCl3 HCl converts to isobutane. The reaction is called isomerization. The application is to decrease the octane number and reduce the knocking character of the fuel. समझा? तो एलपीजी में जहां पर हम एन ब्यूटेन यूज करते हैं यानी ब्यूटेन्स का मिक्सचर, उसमें एन ब्यूटेन और आइसोब्यूटेन के केस में द proportion of isobutane is higher. Now you will be able to understand why the isobutane is in higher proportion in case of LPG fuel. Next, aromatization या reforming. तो जैसे मैंने बोला कि aromatic compounds have the highest octane number क्योंकि वो सबसे ज्यादा स्टेबल है. तो हम क्या करते हैं, बहुत सारे अल्केन्स को स्ट्रेट चेन वाले जिसका ऑक्टेन नंबर लोअर है उसको कन्वर्ट करते हैं इनटू aromatic compound. So whenever an alkane is converted into benzene, the process is called aromatization. And it's obvious that aromatic compound बनाने के लिए I need to have minimum 6 carbon atoms. मतलब ये रिएक्शन हेक्सेन या हेक्सेन ऑनवर्ड्स के लिए पॉसिबल है. रिएक्शन कंडीशन, इट्स ऑक्सीडाइज्ड इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ क्रोमिक ऑक्साइड Cr2O3 या वनेडियम का पेंटॉक्साइड या फिर मोलिब्डेनम का ट्राइऑक्साइड यानी MO2O3. And it is carried out at a temperature of 773 Kelvin under 10 to 20 atmosphere. ये कंडीशन काफी इंपॉर्टेंट है. Cr2O3 या V2O5 या MO2O3. ध्यान रहे, these are all oxidizing agents. Oxidizing agents. ठीक है, 773 Kelvin and 10 to 20 atmosphere is the reaction condition. तो अब होता क्या है यहाँ पर, there is removal of the hydrogen which is being done from the N-hexane. 4 moles of hydrogen निकल गया, and after the 4 moles of hydrogen are removed, the carbon atoms get arranged in the cyclic ring and there is an alternate single and double bonds present between them. Cyclic ring हो गया और alternate single double आ गया and it is converted into a stable organic aromatic compound that is benzene. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, अगर मुझे यहाँ पर बेंजीन की जगह सब्स्टिट्यूटेड बेंजीन बनाना है लाइक टोलुइन या इथाइल बेंजीन या प्रोपाइल बेंजीन, देन कोई भी एक एच को आप सब्स्टिट्यूट कर लो विद दैट रिक्वायर्ड सब्स्टिट्यूएंट. दैट इज लेट्स से मैंने सेकंड कार्बन पे मीथाइल इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया, यानी नाउ आई हैव 2 methyl hexane. So everything remains the same, but this H will be substituted by a methyl group. And because of that, I will get the methyl benzene or simply toluene. तो N-hexane benzene देता है, लेकिन 2-methyl hexane will give toluene. Understood? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Then reaction with steam. So here there is a simple well-known reaction. When the hydrocarbons are burnt with steam, the carbon takes away the oxygen to form carbon monoxide and the hydrogens will be evolved in the form of gas. And this mixture which we get on heating the alkanes with water is called
Water gas.
water gas, also called as
Syngas.
syngas, and is used in the synthesis of many of the important industrial products. ठीक है, तो ये ऑलरेडी हम हाइड्रोजन चैप्टर में कर चुके हैं. हाइड्रोकार्बन्स का बर्निंग विद स्टीम इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ निकल leads to the formation of water gas or syngas. And what is producer gas?
Nitrogen
CONH2
instead of
is
H2.
instead of H2.
N2.
N2.
तो CO plus N2 को producer gas बोलते हैं. And these are all used as fuels. And the last is pyrolysis. Pyro मतलब
Heat.
heat. The breakdown of alkanes by heating at a high temperature is called pyrolysis. अब इसका भी इंडस्ट्रियल एप्लीकेशन है. मान लो आपके पास बहुत ही लॉन्ग चेन ऑफ कार्बन क्रूड पेट्रोलियम से एक्सट्रैक्ट होकर आया, but the normal or the major applications of the fuels are related with the lower alkanes and not the higher alkanes. So there is a requirement of breaking down a higher alkane into the fragments of lower alkanes. So this process of converting a long chain of carbon atoms or a bigger alkane into the lower alkanes is called pyrolysis. हर रिएक्शन का एप्लीकेशन है जो आपको ध्यान रखना है. फोर्थ एंड फिफ्थ के लिए भी मैंने एप्लीकेशन बताया जिससे आप कभी नहीं भूलोगे कि वो रिएक्शंस में होता क्या है एंड व्हाई इट इज रिक्वायर्ड. सिमिलरली पायरोलिसिस में बहुत सारे लॉन्ग चेन ऑफ कार्बन जो ज्यादातर यूज नहीं करते हैं उनको लोअर में ब्रेक डाउन करते हैं by heating in the absence of oxygen. In the absence of oxygen, because oxygen अगर available हुआ तो वो burn करके combustion reaction करेगा. पायरोलिसिस में हाई टेम्परेचर के अलावा in absence of oxygen का पार्ट भी important है. In absence of oxygen. ठीक है, so now this hexane could be broken down to give hexene with the liberation of hydrogen gas. हाइड्रोजन निकलकर अल्कीन्स बन सकता है या फिर it can be broken down into 4 carbon and 2 carbon. यहाँ पर देखोगे तो टोटल नंबर ऑफ कार्बन तो 14 है, तो उसमें जो लोअर कार्बन का कंपाउंड बनता है दैट इज एन अल्केन तो अगर एक अल्केन बन गया तो दूसरा जो है इट हैज टू बी द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ रिमेनिंग कार्बन, समझोगे तो इट इज ब्यूटीन। मतलब व्हेन देयर इज अ ब्रेकिंग डाउन ऑफ एन अल्केन इनटू लोअर फ्रेगमेंट्स, एक आएगा आपका अल्केन और दूसरा आएगा अल्कीन। उनमें भी द लोअर नंबर ऑफ कार्बन ऑलवेज फॉर्म्स एन अल्केन एंड द ग्रेटर नंबर ऑफ कार्बन विल फॉर्म एन अल्कीन। सिमिलरली ये 6 कार्बन को हम और भी फर्दर तोड़ सकते हैं। तो फर्दर तोड़ा तो हमारे पास प्रोपीन बन सकता है, इथीन बन सकता है एंड मीथेन बन सकता है। अगेन बाय द रूल, जो लोअर नंबर ऑफ कार्बन है वो अल्केन बनाएगा और जो ग्रेटर नंबर ऑफ कार्बन है वो अल्कीन बनाएगा। तो ये है पाइरोलिसिस रिएक्शन। अंडरस्टूड? यस। नेक्स्ट में दो डेकेन का एग्जांपल दिया है। दो इज 2 एंड डेकेन इज 10, so 12 कार्बन वाला अल्केन इज दो डेकेन। Now दो डेकेन when heated at 973 Kelvin, जितने हायर कार्बन पे जाएंगे उतना हायर टेम्परेचर लगेगा इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ प्लेटिनम, पैलेडियम और निकल, अगेन यूज टू एब्सॉर्ब। तो यहाँ पर ब्रेक डाउन करके 7 और 5 कार्बन का हाइड्रोकार्बन बनेगा। तो 7 वाला क्या बनेगा, अल्केन या अल्कीन?
Alkene.
अल क्या बोला आपने?
Kene.
अल्कीन, दैट इज C7H14 एंड यहाँ पर बनेगा C5H12, दैट इज पेंटेन। वहां पे ना उल्टा दिया है, हेप्टेन और पेंटीन दिया है, इट शुड बी हेप्टीन एंड पेंटेन। प्लस और भी बहुत सारे साइड रिएक्शंस के थ्रू प्रोडक्ट्स मिल सकते हैं। So just make a correction over there. It's heptene and pentene. Heptene and pentane. So with this, we complete with the reactions of alkanes. And after the reactions, the next part which you observe is conformation, which we have done in complete detail in the isomerism part. Conformations आप वापस एक बार रिवाइज कर लो if you feel that you are not confident. अगर उसके कुछ डाउट्स हैं, I will take up in the next session, but conformations I will not be discussing overall again. ठीक है, मेक श्योर दैट यू गो थ्रू द कॉन्फॉर्मेशन वंस अगेन, जो भी थियोरी में दिया है प्लस जो हमने ऑलरेडी आइसोमेरिज्म में किया है उसको भी रेफर करो। कुछ एडिशनल पॉइंट्स आपको लगता है यहाँ पर ऐड ऑन करना है वो भी करके रखो। मैंने वहाँ पर ग्राफ के थ्रू डिस्कस किया था अबाउट द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ द कॉन्फॉर्मेशंस। साइक्लोहेक्सेन के कॉन्फॉर्मेशन का हमने बात किया था। फिर गॉच कॉन्फॉर्मेशन इन केस ऑफ द इंट्रामोलिकुलर हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग इज मोर स्टेबल। बस ये 3 चीज है जो इम्पोर्टेंट है। वन वॉज स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ डिफरेंट कॉन्फॉर्मेशंस ऑफ एन-ब्यूटेन, सेकेंड साइक्लोहेक्सेन के रिलेटेड, और तीसरा जो है गॉच कॉन्फॉर्मेशन रिलेटेड कॉन्सेप्ट। प्लस एक्सियल इक्वेटोरियल, ये भी बहुत सारा चीज मैंने डिस्कस किया था। ये जो 3 पॉइंट्स मैंने बताए ये तो बेयर मिनिमम आने ही चाहिए। ठीक है, तो विद द फ्लो इफ एनीथिंग इज coming up which we have already done in the previous GOC part, make sure that you go through that particular concept once again, note down the additional points in this also, so that जब आप रिवाइज करने बैठो तो आपका इन एंड आउट सब कुछ रिवाइज हो चुका रहेगा। ओके?
Yes.
Yes.